If you're 2 or 3 trades away from losing your account, watch this. Here's the truth. Statistics say you're going to lose it. Most people in this spot lose it. That's just what happens. So get prepared for that. Hope that the next couple of trades pull you out of the danger zone, but go into this clear-eyed, not hoping your way through it. Before we go further, I want you to have something in your hands while we do this. I wrote a book called Day Trade Like a Robot. Everything I'm about to walk you through in this video comes straight from it. You can get it right now for free. I'm not going to make you enter a credit card or jump through hoops. If you want to follow along, go download the book right now. It's free. Just pause this video and go to the URL or click the link in the description. Once you land on this page, all you have to do is enter 0 right here in this box and click I want this. When you're on the checkout page, just entering your email address, that's it. You don't have to enter any credit card information. Just click Get, and it'll take you directly to the book. And you can download it as a PDF. That's it. It's yours. Because if you do the steps I'm about to show you, by the time we're done here, you can apply these methods to your very next setup before your next trade. By the way, this isn't a short book. This book is about 212 pages. It's about 48,000 words. And I sell this book for $40. But right now, it's free to you, so you can go get it. Once you've got it, come back here to this video and then we'll continue. We're starting in chapter 3, and this is the core idea behind everything I teach. I want you to do something, not a trading exercise, a thinking exercise. Actually sit with this one, because the traders who take it seriously start seeing their own behavior differently almost right away. Imagine you own a private fund. It's your money, $1 million, and you've decided to hire a day trader to work it for you. This is your retirement, your family's security, years of work sitting in that account. You're not handing it to just anybody. You're going to be selective, demanding, completely clear about your standards before the trader places a single trade. Now ask yourself, as that fund manager, would you hire you? Sit with that for a second, because the honest answer tells you almost everything about where you are right now and what has to change. Here's the framework. As an independent trader, you're always wearing 2 hats at the same time. One is the trader. That's the person executing trades, managing positions, and doing the daily work. The other is the fund manager. That's the person evaluating the trader's performance, setting the standard, enforcing the rules, and deciding whether this trader keeps their seat. Most independent traders only ever wear the first hat. They show up, they trade, they check the P&L, they go home. The second hat never goes on. That's a big part of why they stay stuck. So let's look at what a real fund manager actually expects before letting a trader near their capital. 3 things. First, the playbook. Not a vague description of a setup you've been trading. Not 50 screenshots with some short notes. A documented, organized, data-backed playbook. It shows exactly what your A+ setup looks like, what conditions qualify it, what the performance data shows across hundreds of examples, and exactly how you intend to execute it. The fund manager wants to be overwhelmed by the depth of it. If you walk in with something thin, the answer is no. Come back when you've done the work. Second, accountability. A trader at a real firm doesn't walk off midsection because they don't feel like it, doesn't skip the morning prep because they stayed up too late, doesn't quietly ignore a bad day and pretend it didn't happen. The fund manager is watching, not to micromanage you, but because it's their capital on the line, and they have a right to know what's happening with it in real time. The second you start trading emotionally, going off script, chasing setups that don't qualify, the fund manager steps in. Not tomorrow, right now. Third, the daily report card. Not a P&L summary, a real accounting of the day. What setups showed up, which ones you took and why, which ones you passed on and why, what mistakes you made, and the important part, what the solution is for each one. The fund manager doesn't want to hear, I had a bad day. They want to know exactly what you're going to do differently tomorrow and how you're going to prove it. Now flip the table. You're the trader sitting across from that fund manager. What does your work actually look like right now? Is your playbook documented at a level that would impress someone with real standards? Is your prep consistent, or does it depend on how you feel when you wake up? When you make a mistake mid-session, do you find the solution and document it before you close the platform? Or do you just shut it down and try to forget that it happened? These aren't rhetorical. They're the questions the fund managers ask. And since you're an independent trader, you have to ask them of yourself, because nobody else is going to. Here's the exercise I have my coaching clients do every single week. Once a week, They sit down and they conduct a formal review as the fund manager of the trader's work from that week. They look at the daily report cards, the documented trades, the performance notes, and they evaluate it honestly, not from the trader's defensive self-justifying point of view, but from the fund manager's point of view. One question only: is this trader performing at the standard I require? The shift is usually immediate. Stuff you've been glossing over as the trader becomes flat out unacceptable through the fund manager's eyes. The vague journal entry that was just good enough for you isn't good enough for the person whose capital is on the line. The excuse for taking the C-level setup instead of waiting for the A+ isn't something a fund manager wants to hear twice. One more thing, and it matters. The fund manager's job isn't to be cruel. It's not to tear you apart every session. It's to hold a high standard with consistency and fairness. Recognize real improvement. Acknowledge the days you executed correctly, even when the outcome wasn't a win. And always point towards the solution instead of just cataloging the problem. You're building a professional relationship with yourself. It has to be honest. It also has to be sustainable. If you take one thing from this chapter, take this. Start asking the fund managers questions. Every day before you walk away from your desk, put that second hat on for 10 minutes and look at your own work through those eyes. Are you even qualified to trade right now? Can you prove your system works? Would you let yourself trade your own money based on the work you showed today? When the answer is consistently yes, that's when you'll know you're in the right place doing the right thing. There's a worksheet that goes with this exact exercise. It's on the same page you downloaded the book from. Use it this week. Do the weekly review as the fund manager, not the trader. Here's your next step. Take 15 minutes right now and write out everything you know about your best setup. Every rule, every condition, everything that makes it an A+ setup versus a C-level setup that you shouldn't be taking. If you don't know where to start, don't guess. There's a worksheet included in the book that you just downloaded. Use it. It walks you through exactly what to write down. Here's the truth. If you're 2 or 3 trades away from losing this account, you've probably already had a string of bad trades. You're probably already stressed. And if you don't have a method for stopping the mistakes that got you here, chances are you're going to make them again. This is your best chance to keep this account. Not by telling yourself you need more discipline. Not by reading a psychology book. Not by finding a new trading strategy. You could get lucky. The market could hand you a setup that saves you even if you don't fully understand it. But that's not a plan. That's hoping. This is the same thing I teach every week inside my community, Day Trade Like a Robot. If you want help actually applying this, not just watching it once and hoping it sticks, go to school.com and type in Day Trade Like a Robot and join.